What's going on, everyone? In this video today, we're going to go over my favorite upper body accessory exercises to help you build your squat, bench press, and deadlift while staying injury free. So let's get right into it. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another video. And if you are new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Aaron Kamesi. I'm a powerlifting coach, athlete, referee, and meet director. So I make videos here on this channel for those groups of people. We've already done the videos going over my favorite squat variations, my favorite bench variations, my favorite deadlift variations, and we've also done the video going over my favorite lower body accessory exercises. So now in this video, we're going to go over my favorite upper body accessory exercises that I give most often to my squats and science athletes, and also what I put in my free programs that I have on my website, and I have them analyzed right here on this channel. If you haven't seen any of those free programs or the videos breaking them down, then you can check out the links below to get to them. And like I mentioned in the lower body video, these are not going to be the competition lifts or close variations using a barbell. These are going to be more bodybuilding style exercises where you're using dumbbells, machines, body weight, and those kinds of things to help build those main lifts. And also, like I mentioned in the previous video, some of these are going to be muscle groups or movement patterns because there's not one magical exercise that's going to make you stronger. So from that goal of what muscle group or movement pattern you're trying to hit, then there's a few different options that I have in there that you can do. So starting off with the first muscle group that I give most often is going to be the triceps. Obviously you need big and strong triceps to build up the bench press. And there are tons and tons of different tricep accessory exercises that you guys can do to build up. My favorite go-to ones that I tell my lifters to do and that I do myself are going to be a cable tricep pushdown, the dumbbell Tate press, and dips. And with any of these exercises, you can always vary it to how it fits you. So for example, for the dips, you can do it with your body weight or you can do them weighted. With the cable tricep pushdown, you can do it with a rope, you can do it with a pause in the bottom, you can do it with a slow eccentric or an underhand grip. With the dumbbell Tate press, you can do both arms at the same time or one arm at a time. You can always change your range of motion if you want to overload the top. And when it comes to programming the triceps, I like to give them anywhere between 2 to 4 times a week in the 6 to 12 rep range. All right, the next exercise I give most often is the rear delts. Since we're doing a lot of pressing work, a lot of people are benching 2 to 4 times a week. Some people are even benching 5 to 6 times a week. Then you need to counter it with more pulling movements. And to counter all the pec and front delt work, I give a lot of rear delts. And my 3 go-to exercises for rear delts are gonna be a reverse fly or rear delt raise with dumbbells, or you can do a face pull on a cable machine, or you can just do face pulls with a band. With the rear delts, I focus on doing them 1 to 2 times a week, anywhere between the 6 and 15 rep range, and focusing on a lower RPE than the other accessory exercises to focus on a more controlled movement using good technique. All right, the next group is gonna be 2 exercises that I give most often. Is gonna be a vertical pull and a horizontal pull. Similar to the rear delts, you gotta do a lot of pulling exercises, a lot of back work to counter all the pressing exercises and all the chest and front delt work that we do. So when it comes to back work, I like to break it down into the planes. So you have the vertical pull. The most common ones are gonna be a lat pull down and a pull up. Then you're gonna have the horizontal pull, which have a lot more options, but basically any kind of rowing movement. So if it doesn't strain your lower back, you could do a barbell row, but oftentimes with a lot of squatting, a lot of deadlifting, people are just too tired to do the barbell row. So what you can do instead is a bent over dumbbell row. You can do a seated cable row or any kind of chest supported row. So they basically take the stress off your lower back and focus on really hitting that back with more reps and more weight. And when it comes to programming for both the vertical pull and the horizontal pull, I like to give them 2 to 4 times a week, 3 to 4 sets per session, and anywhere between 6 and 12 reps per set. All right, next group is also gonna be 2 exercises, and that's gonna be the dumbbell shoulder press and the dumbbell incline bench press. As powerlifters, we're really focusing on arching as much as we can and getting the flat bench into a decline position. So sometimes the upper pecs and even front delts get neglected. So bringing in the dumbbell shoulder press and the dumbbell incline bench press, especially in the off season, will help build up those muscles. You just want to make sure when you're doing these exercises, you're not trying to bring that same kind of arch that you bring in your powerlifting bench press and turning the incline into a flat bench. And for both these exercises, usually just do them 1 time a week, anywhere between 3 and 4 sets, and anywhere between 6 and 10 reps per set. All right, next muscle group is going to be the biceps. Yes, a lot of people's favorite, the biceps. While they don't have a big carryover to any of the big 3, they can help a little bit in stabilizing the bench press, especially during the descent. And again, this is an exercise that helps bring balance to the elbow joint. For all the pressing work and all the tricep work that we're doing some bicep work will help counter that so you don't create a lot of imbalance and get a lot of elbow pain. In addition, if you are already dealing with elbow pain, any kind of tendonitis, then doing a lot of high rep bicep work will help relieve that pain in the moment. So that way you can get through the session and then figure out the solution to fix that problem that you're dealing with. For programming, I like to do them between 1 and 2 times a week, 3 to 4 sets per session, and 6 to 12 reps per set. Next up is the dumbbell chest fly. I don't give these out too often, but for some people, getting that extra pec work in will help build their bench press, especially if there's someone who uses, the very wide grip, a big arch, and a shorter range of motion. Then bringing in the dumbbell chest fly through a longer range of motion will help build up the pecs for hypertrophy. Similar to the rear delts, I like to do these at a lower RPE, like RPE 6 versus the other exercises being between RPE 7 and 8. And we tend to do these in a higher rep range between 6 and 15 reps, again with a controlled movement focusing on technique. And the next exercise I give is the plank. So if someone's having issues with basically bracing and keeping their upper body rigid, then the plank can help them figure out how to breathe, brace, and maintain their spinal rigidity for time. So usually I have lifters start off with 30 to 45 seconds and build that up to 45 to 60 seconds, sometimes even 60 to 90 seconds. And we'll do this 3 to 4 sets per session, and usually just 1 session per week. In addition to learning that bracing practice, if you're doing it correctly, it can help basically loosen up the hips a little bit with those hip flexors that may get tight from a lot of squatting. And just like I mentioned in the lower body video, the key point with this is consistency. There's no magical exercise that's going to get you bigger and stronger. It's consistently doing these exercises depending on what muscle group you're trying to hit or what movement pattern you're trying to hit 1 to 4 times a week, 3 to 4 sets per session, and doing it over weeks, months, and years. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, share it with a friend if they're looking for what upper body accessory exercises they should be doing. And if there was any exercises that you like to do that I did not mention, you can comment those below and I'll give you my thoughts on them. I reply to every comment on all my videos, so don't be afraid to leave a comment with your thoughts. But other than that, I hope you guys are having a good day and I'll see you next time.